Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video, another heavy rotation one. I haven't done one of these in a while. You guys know I've been in LA. I was there for like a week. Interviewed 10 people. Those videos are going up. Having a lot of fun with that series. I hope you guys are liking them. Put a lot of time and money into it. Every episode takes me about 6 to 10 hours to edit. A lot of, you know, it's a labor of love doing this stuff like this, and so it's a series I'm really passionate about because I'm trying to make videos that I want to see, and I'm looking at YouTube and I'm like, why are there no videos like this on YouTube? And then I'm like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna make them. And so it's something I want to continue doing. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. If you guys like those videos, share them, all that stuff. Do whatever you can to help, because I really, it's not that I want the clout or I want big numbers or anything like that. It's just that it's not financially feasible if they don't do well. So I'm going to do them no matter what, because I like doing them, but I could probably do more if they made sense to do. So anyways, all that to say, thank y'all for the kind words when it's come to that. This been something that I've been wanting to do for years, truly, and finally starting to do it. It's a lot of fun. And when I was in, so I'm going to show you a bunch of really great records that I've been adding to my collection, and then at the end of the video, I'll kind of tell you maybe like a life update and label update and all that stuff if I have time, but I got a lot going on. So when I was in LA, I met Parker, really super nice, sweet guy, Cream Tangerine Records. I mean, he's one of these people, super, really, really kind. I've never heard him say a bad word about anybody. He's such a sweet person. Anyways, when I got back, he sent me like, I was maybe home for a couple days, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, I spent a lot of money on this LA trip. I need to cool it. I need to not spend any more money for a while. And he texts me, he says, you ever seen this record before? Damon, Song of a Gypsy. Now, what's cool about this is I've wanted this record for 10 years at least. I mean, it's been on the list. It's impossible to find. When I was at Jeffrey Weiss's house, off camera, we talked about this record, and he showed me like all this really cool Damon ephemera he had, and I was like, man, I gotta find that record. Pie, it's what I call pie in the sky record. You'll never go find it. Get back home, I'm home for 2 days, and he sends me a text, do you have this record, or you know anything about it or whatever? And I was like, holy moly. And so I think somebody had brought him a stack of junk records. They didn't think they were anything. And Parker's like, he told the guy, like, this is a huge one. And so Parker helped the guy sell it to me. And so really reasonable price. This thing is, I'm telling you, near mint. With that white cover, you don't ever see them this clean. There's usually a lot of browning going on. Near mint cover, near mint vinyl. I mean, the vinyl on this thing is absolutely stunning. Thrilled to get this. This is a huge, I mean, I'm not going to say the G word, but screw it. It's a grail, a huge one. Crossed off my list. Now there's two versions of this record. There's this one, which is still super rare and sought after, and I'm so excited to have it. And there's one with this like leather cover, which this is the Shidok's reissue. But it's like the Shidok's reissues, they look identical to the originals. It's crazy. Sometimes you really got to make sure. But anyways, it's the Shidok's reissue, but it looks like this instead. And dude, I'm telling you, this thing, some of those reissues are so well done, you wouldn't know they weren't real. I mean, even the cover or even the label looks very, very similar. But anyways, this is the other version. These are more rare, or at least they're more sought after because they're gatefold and they're better quality and all that stuff. But these still, I'm thrilled to have a copy of this. Unbelievable. Stoked. I'll show you several huge ones real quick. This one, a friend of mine, his name is Christian. He goes by Placebo Records on Instagram. Every time he's got something that he thinks I might be interested in, he'll text me and we'll work out a deal. And I've gotten so much great stuff from him over the years. And he's gotten some things from me too. It's just how the relationship works, but I think I've gotten more than he has. But he said, hey, I got this really rare record. Do you want, and I knew he had it. I knew he had this record, never thought he'd sell it. And it's one of those for like African funk. I'm not saying this is the number one grail, but it's up there. Okay. This one is Rob. Amazing. And this one is in absolutely incredible condition this record never comes up even in trash condition. It doesn't come up, but when it does, like in the times it surfaced in the past, I don't think there's ever one that's been auctioned or anything that's been as clean as this one. I mean, for an African record, there's a couple of very light marks, but I mean, this is really nice condition. The sleeve and the disc are beautiful on this thing. So this is probably one of the rarest records I have in my collection now because of like not only what it is extremely rare, but the condition too. But this is amazing. It's from Ghana, 1977. Really, really, really funky. Look at those bell bottoms, man. I mean, that's just the cover you got to see. But this is on, you can stream it anywhere. But absolutely amazing African funk. Oh, it's wild. It's so, so, so good. But yeah, I've been wanting that one for a really long time. And when he told me he was willing to let it go, I was like, so there's a lot to that record, but I'll just leave it at that. I'll probably talk about it more in an upcoming video. This is one I got when I was, I showed this one already. I'll show it anyway, so I don't tease y'all. Thomas Guy. This is like a folky prog record. I got this from Raja, the really nice guy that I met in LA. I did an interview with him. That one's coming. But this is a really incredible one. This one is like folky prog, like I said. It's a lot of acoustic guitars and synthesizers. It's out of this world. But anyways, this one is autographed by him and all this stuff. Thomas Guy is a pseudonym for Tom Guy, who's the guy that did. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He recorded all the instruments, all that stuff, wrote all the music. It's a really good, charming, kind of rough around the edges, King Crimson kind of. You know, it has a King Crimson feel to it a little bit. But that's a tremendous one. Another one that I got is this Bad Axe, which this is an amazing, super rare record. They never come up. I think there was only 10 copies of this made, and it only came as a test pressing. It was never actually released. There was a reissue of it, I believe, in the 90s, but really tremendous, like a blend between that 70s super hard rock and like blending a little bit into the metal sphere, but absolutely mind-melting, face-melting guitars on here. It's amazing, and this is written with a Sharpie, you know, Bad Axe, and the labels are too. So it's a test pressing. That's amazing. Got this one, great Psych, Morning Dew. That one's been on the want list for a really long time. Finally grabbed a copy of that. Let's see what else I got here. We got this one I've probably showed a while back, but it's been sitting like in my pile to listen to, and I have listened to it, but some things I feel like I got to listen to it enough before I file it away, especially something special like this. This is on Spectator Records. Really fantastic, super heavy blues, psych, fuzz guitar, all that stuff. But Moses, that's a amazing one. Like I said, I think I've shown that in a past video, but that's just kind of been on my turntable this week. This is another absolutely killer one. Ryo Fukui Scenery. I know I'm not saying that right. Ryo Fukui. I mean, that's how I would say it, I guess. I've never said it before, so I don't know. Scenery. This is like really great Japanese jazz. Beautiful piano. There's a couple tracks on here you may have heard before, but this record didn't go anywhere when it came out. It was, you know, kind of a flop. It didn't make any splash in the U.S. whatsoever. But the past like 10 years, it's gotten a resurgence. I think some of the songs have gotten, I think Willow Weep for Me might be the one, but some of the songs have gotten like licensed for movies and stuff, and it's gotten a little bit of a resurgence. Well, a lot of a resurgence. There's a great reissue of it now, but this is an original. Really, really amazing jazz. In Japan, jazz had a different, and I am talking out of my butt a little bit here, but from what I know, Japan had like a love for jazz in the mid to late 70s that we didn't have here in the United States. They were reissuing a lot of Blue Notes and stuff like that there. They had gotten a bunch of the shelved Blue Notes titles and issued them there, you know, and that's where a lot of the tone poets are coming from now. And so there was a huge jazz scene then. and even like into the early 80s and stuff like modal and hard bop jazz and stuff like that, that we kind of outdated that stuff, you know. And so this is kind of along the line, so it wouldn't have made sense over here during that time, you know. Um, but it's amazing. It's really good. To my ears, it sounds amazing. This is one I've definitely shown before, but again, I've been listening to it this week. Jackson C. Frank, just thought I'd mention it again. This is an original UK mono. I've had this for a while. Pulled it out again this week to listen to it, and it's just, man, hits so hard. Amazing singer-songwriter. He only ever put out this one album. And it was produced by Paul Simon. But this is 1966. So, but this guy had like such a tragic life. He was in school. I think he was in like 5th grade, if I remember, 5th or 6th grade, something like that. And there's an explosion in his school, some sort of equipment malfunction or something. And anyways, 15 of his classmates died, including his like girlfriend, his childhood sweetheart. And he was horribly burned. So if you look, you can't really see on this cover, but you can see like his hand is like has really bad, you know, some scars on it from burns, and all over his face was burned. And so like after he put a lot on this record, these songs are incredible. Blues Run the Game is the first song, and it's the one. You've heard that song before probably. But after this album came out, he just couldn't maintain his career. He kind of dropped off the face of the planet, and he had a lot of struggles with his mental health. Ended up, he was homeless for like the rest of his life. So really, really tragic story. But out of such a tragic life of terrible circumstances, this one sliver of beauty that can be found in his life is here. And I think that's really poetic. And I also think there's this whole thing about people like him and Townes Van Zandt and Blaze Foley maybe. These guys wrote the most unbelievable songs because they lived a life that it was an unsustainable life. You know what I mean? And Townes Van Zandt honestly lived longer than he probably, from the way he lived, he lived a long time. You know what I mean? Because guys like that usually died in their 20s or 30s. But they lived this unsustainable life to the extreme, kind of, and such extreme sorrow. And you can't write. I don't think you can write songs like that unless you live that way, you know. And so there's something to that. Not everybody can do it. Okay, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. A guy calls the shop a week or two ago, and he's like, "I have an original Raven, Back to Ohio Blues." And I was like, no way. And I said, send me some pictures of it. He sent me pictures. It's legit. And this is one that we did an exclusive on our label. I think we actually have some still left on our website. We're running really low on them though. But anyways, he said, my dad gave me his record collection. We're from Ohio. There was this in here. I was looking stuff up on Discogs. I saw that this was worth a bunch of money. Was curious if you'd want to buy it. And I was like, yes, I would. So this is still in the shrink. He said that every record in that collection was scratched and beat up. But he says dad didn't like this record, so he never listened to it. So it's like perfect shape. It's just like, yes. But, I mean, it's in the shrink. It's like near mint. This is a beautiful copy of this. So I gave him an extremely fair price for it. It's just one that doesn't come up for sale very often. And I was happy. He looked it up and did some research and saw that we did the exclusive. And when he looked it up on YouTube, I guess he saw me. And I think he's been watching some of my videos and stuff like that. And he's collecting records and all that stuff now. And so I was able to, give him some. He got some things out of the shop and got a good chunk of change to do what he wants to do with it. So this is a great record. Love it. Really gritty. Like biker rock is what I always call it. Just blues rock, nasty guitars, amazing. This is such an extremely rare record I'm thrilled to have. And then while I was doing research and stuff, this is the Permanent Records reissue. This is the test pressing, which is really, really cool. And somebody had one of these on eBay for really, not eBay, Discogs for really cheap. And I was like, well, shoot, I'm getting that. And so I bought it on Discogs, which I don't ever buy things on Discogs, but I had to for that. It was, I think it was like $28, which I was like, that's super cool. I gotta have that. Here's another one. This one is Elias Hulk. Unchained, we did an exclusive of this. It sold out in an hour or something years ago. This is an amazing hard rock record, and I've had the Australian press for a long time. This is the UK, and it's incredible. I love this record. Another one I recently got. This one is Rays of the Sun by Sebastian. This one is like psychedelic folk. This is amazing, and this is a cheap record. I don't know what they go for. They don't go for much. They go for like $30. They're not, but it sounds like it would go for like hundreds. Really great, like acid folk. That's a really cool record. All right, so here's a little weird thing that I've got here. So this one is Salty Dog. This is Zamrock Grail. Extremely difficult to find. Very, very rare. This is a nice copy. I've had this copy for years. Bought this from a guy in Zambia 3 or 4 years ago. And it has this Zambezi label, which that's what, like, which Lazy Bones has. Zambezi's prominent Zamrock label, you know, of the time. But they usually don't have that. They usually have this label with the dog on it. I've done a lot of research. I cannot find another copy with that Zambezi label. They don't exist. I don't know why it has it. It still has Salty Dog printed on it and everything the same way, but for some reason I've looked, you know, scoured the internet. This is the only copy I've ever seen. I've asked every Zamrock record collector I've ever met. No one's ever seen one with that label. So I just got this one. Now this one has a little bit more ring wear, but this disc on this is super, super clean. It's a little bit cleaner than this one. So I just got this one's kind of like an upgraded listening copy of this, but this one is just, I have to keep it because of that label. It's a messed up way to think, but I'm a record collector. I'm not a rational person. So I've got 2 original copies of Salty Dog, which is absolutely freaking nuts. Same goes with this one. This one is, I've had this one for this Amanaz, Africa. This is another absolute top of the mountain Zamrock record. Unbelievable. So this one is, I've had this copy for years. It is the reverb mix. There's 2 mixes. So there's this mix, which is, this is another original, by the way. This is the one that, like, if you were to go listen to it online or whatever, you'd probably find this one. This is the regular mix of the album. It's amazing. Phenomenal. But they made one that's a little trippy and psychedelic, and it's called it's referred to as the reverb mix. Even on Discogs, they don't have 2 versions. The reverb mix is infinitely more rare. So I've actually had this one for a long time, but I got a super clean one from Christian I was talking about earlier. I got this from him also. So now I have 2 copies, 2 original Amanaz Africas, and you know what? I gotta have them both because they're a different mix. I know I'm a messed up person, but you'll be proud of me. I just sold my Day of Judgment because I just got this Ngozi Family Day of Judgment. This one, again, unbelievably clean. Look at this. You're not even going to believe this. I mean, come on. These are always trashed. If you could ever even find one, they're absolutely destroyed. I had a copy that was like VG. It was pretty nice. I mean, for Zamrock stuff, VG is like near mint. But this one is really, truly, like, there's no way you could ever get a cleaner one than this. This one's perfect. Love this record, obviously. I'm going to do a Zamrock video soon. I know I've been teasing it, but I'm actually working on it. I'm going to be doing a Zamrock record soon, and then I'm going to show you one more. So this is another one. I have an original of this somewhere in this room, but I just got this one. This one's cleaner. This is Oscillations. I See It Coming. This one is super, super, look how clean. Super clean copy. This is another one. This is my number 2. Outside of Which Lazy Bones it's the best Zamrock record. I don't think that's even debatable. Everyone would agree. That's my favorite Zamrock record. This is number 2. This is an absolutely incredible Zamrock record. And this is the super clean copy of the original, which I've been looking for that for a really long time. I got an original maybe 3 years ago when I was going down the Zamrock rabbit hole super hard. I got one, and it's a nice one. It's pretty decent, but that one I couldn't turn away. And then this is from Raja who I did an interview with, he sent me this just for free. This is a Brazilian record. Erasmo Carlos Sonhos e Memorias. So this is a Brazilian record that he sent me just as a gift to say thank you for visiting. He said he had an extra copy, and he was recommending it to me when I was there. And I was like, okay, when I get home, I'll look for it. And then when I got home, he texted me. He's like, I found an extra copy on my shelf. I had two. You want one? And I'm like, sure. And he just gave it to me. He's a really nice guy. But anyways, what else do I want to show you guys? Here's one. This is called Orpheus Lying to the Wall. This isn't one I got kind of as a blind buy. As you can see, it's like the cover's freaking nuts. This is some like, I don't know if you'd call it hard rock. I guess you'd call it hard rock, hippie rock. It's like a cross between like Deep Purple and early Jethro Tull. It's pretty good. A lot of covers on here. This is one, you don't need it. Don't worry about it. It's just cool. I mean, it's not something I'm like, you gotta find this. It's just a cool record. It's missable, to be honest. Violence Fog. This is one from Ancient Greece Records. They just released this. I highly recommend you going over. They're not paying me to say this. Going to Ancient Greece and grabbing one of these. This is criminally unissued. It's first time ever on vinyl. It was on CD in the 90s. It was amazing. It was one I wanted to put out when I first started the label, but I couldn't make it happen. And he got it done. He licensed it. He did an amazing job. So this is, I don't know if they still have this version available, but I think they do on their website. And this is the one I always try to get, these lenticular covers that they do. Look at that. And then he does such a killer job with these. These are screen printed test pressings. And so got one of those from him. Just tremendous filler. We just did Kavash Jute, which this was supposed to be green and black splatter, but sometimes when we get it, it doesn't look like it's supposed to, which is what this one, but this one actually looks really cool. This is blue and black splatter, which is beautiful. I have no complaints. And Kavash Jute, super heavy Australian hard rock. I have an original around here somewhere, but this is on our website now. We have these in hand. We're shipping them now. Along with a bunch of other really killer stuff. Sorry for the plug, but if you don't have this record, it is absolutely amazing. The originals are nearly impossible to find in decent shape. So I'm going to show you guys a few things that are maybe more normal. Not this. This is very much not normal. This is Marion Brown and Elliot Schwartz Soundways. There's not much information about this record anywhere online. I don't even know if it's on Discogs. It might be. But Marion Brown, like experimental jazz guy. This is a really cool record. I got it in the Voice of America, and I ripped it and put it on my other YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel called Find This Record. I also have an Instagram page called Find This Record. But on that channel, anything that I find that is not anywhere online, I just rip it and put it on there. And just, I only get like a couple hundred views per one, but I don't care. I'm like, somebody went through the trouble of making this music. I want to go through the trouble of ripping it and preserving it. So I put it on there. Some of it's good, some of it's not. It's just whatever I find, and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. But like stuff like this, like Live Yardbirds, promo copy, just some like regular records I've decided to keep lately that I've been finding. This is Super Clean, Super Fly. I didn't have an original of it. I had the MoFi. So, you know, this is a Journey promo. Another Journey promo. Another Journey promo. This is from the Raleigh collection. I got this, listen. This Christopher Cross is a Japanese press I got from the Raleigh collection. Sailing is such a freaking... It's a song that you've heard so many times you really don't think about it. It's a genius song. It's really incredible. This is American football. Really like seminal... I don't know what you'd call it. It's like such... I don't know if it's emo, but it's instrumental. I listened to this a lot when I was young, if you can believe it. And it was just one of those... I don't think I ever had a copy of it. I had it on my iPod that I'd pull it off of somebody's computer, a friend of mine or something, but I never had a copy. And this one came through, and I don't know if it's on some sort... No, it's just on black vinyl. But I think it's an original, or close to it. And I was like, I got to keep that. This Will Destroy You. It's another one, just amazing, like post-rock stuff. If you guys have ever seen the movie Moneyball, that like main theme they did, This Will Destroy You, does that main theme. I don't think it's on here, but anyways, I was like, man, I got to pick up some of their records. This one I had in a collection, but side note, Moneyball's got to be one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. If you like baseball at all, or even if you don't, it's just, man, everybody's seen Moneyball, but that's an amazing one. Captain Beyond, this one I didn't have. It's a promo. This isn't a really cool one. I got this one in a collection a couple months ago. This one is the cleanest OG mono US Sgt. Pepper's I've ever seen. It has the promo, the free promo. That's the closest you're going to get to a promo on one of these. This thing is absolutely flawless. So I had to keep it. I've never ever seen one in this type of shape. With the free, it's just really hard to find that clean. So I decided to keep it. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. I got some stuff, like some really cool stuff from LA that I actually haven't even shown yet. But I'm kind of running out of time on this video, so I think that's going to be all I'm going to show with the LPs. I got 45s. I got this one. This one's online. It's not online or anything. This is called Gina, Path of Freedom. This is by a band called Foreplay. I'm going to put this on my Find This Record page within the next week or so. But this is 45 somebody brought in. And it is really, really cool. It's got some like heavy rock vibes, stuff like that. It's a cool 45. This one, The Living End, really great garage single. This is a picture sleeve. And then I've got the disc as well. I actually have 2 discs. Very cool. If somebody needs another one. If somebody needs one without a cover, I've got one if you want to trade me something for it. This is The Intruders, Total Raunch. This is great. It's got a killer picture sleeve that I don't have, but that's a great garage. This one is the Reggie Sadler Review, Just Wait and See / Raggedy Bag. This is an absolute killer single, which I've got like a deep history with Reggie Sadler. He back in the day, my dad was a pastor, and he would get Reggie Sadler to come play at our church. And Reggie Sadler did this whole like funk guitar / like Chuck Berry like performance, and it was amazing. And he traveled. I think he still does it. He travels around, does gospel and stuff like that. But when I was like a 10-year-old, he would let me play his guitar, and I would just every year he would come, and I would be a little bit better and a little bit better. And he'd sit me down on the pew, and he'd let me play his guitar. So I have very fond memories of him, and I haven't seen him in 30 years probably, I guess. But when I was a kid, Reggie Sadler was a household name, and I brought this and showed my whole family, and everybody's like, no way. It's just kind of cool for us, which it's just total local funk smoker 45. So it's really weird that there's a connection there, but there is, and it's really cool. So, and I actually, like, when I was a little bit older, I was like, I wonder if because he talked about, like, when he was, back when he was young and he was a sinner or whatever, he made all this music, and I got older, I was like, I bet it's probably pretty good. And so I looked it up and found, like, somebody ripped it on YouTube, and I was like, holy crap, I gotta find this. So anyways, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm showing you some of this craziest stuff at the end of the video. This one is Master Dance. Feeling Dead. Amazing. It's on Brown Acid. Ride and Easy actually did the full LP. This is an absolute unbelievable 45. Huge, huge, huge. Can't even believe I'm showing it so far at the end of this video. Here's another one. Stone Axe. This is Slave of Fear. Amazing 45, super heavy. So Josephus, when they broke up from Josephus, they reformed as Stone Axe very briefly. And Stone Axe ended up putting out just this single, and that's it, on this Rampart Street Records. It's an extremely rare It's been reissued, but unbelievably rare, super heavy hard rock 45. On that same label, you have a band called Purple Sun, and this is their single called Doomsday. Unbelievable. Another one that's just absolute mind-blowing track. Purple Sun, Doomsday. Look that up. It is phenomenal. These are unbelievably rare 45s. I can't believe I'm just like oh yeah, I forgot I had this. You know. All right, last one I'm going to show, I think, is this After Flash. This is Cookbook / Leave Myself to Die. Amazing one. My friend of mine met the band, ended up getting a few copies, so I got that one from him, and then I got this like uncirculated band poster, like for like show poster. And then there's that one, and then another band that they were all in, Orphans of Love, when they were playing like dances. So that's another poster from them, just kind of cool. But anyways, so that's kind of been some of the stuff I've gotten. I've gotten a bunch of other stuff too. Just kind of, that's what I thought I could show you guys today. But everything's going really good. But the shop's going well. We got a bunch of really cool stuff coming out on the label. Stay tuned. In December, I'm doing my top finds of the year. So I'm going to do a top rock finds. I'm going to do a top jazz finds because I got so much crazy stuff from the Voice of America. And I think I'm also going to do like a top 45 finds because I've gotten absolutely mind-blowing 45s this year. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.